Welcome to Inside Elegance, where timeless interiors, graceful details, and inspiring design ideas come together to create spaces that feel truly unforgettable. Today, we are stepping into the warm and inviting world of rustic Mediterranean farmhouse style, where weathered textures, earthy colors, handcrafted accents, and relaxed elegance create a home filled with enduring character. This beautiful design approach brings together the rustic soul of a countryside farmhouse with the architectural charm of Mediterranean living. Think aged stone, warm plaster walls, terracotta surfaces, reclaimed wood, woven textures, and decorative pieces that appear to carry stories from another time. Every element works together to create an atmosphere that feels welcoming rather than overly polished. If you love interiors that feel warm, authentic, and beautifully collected, you are in the right place. Subscribe to Inside Elegance, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments about which Mediterranean farmhouse detail you would bring into your own home. Now, let's explore how to create this timeless look with rich character and effortless grace. The foundation of a rustic Mediterranean farmhouse interior begins with an earthy and grounded palette. Warm cream, sandy beige, muted terracotta, olive green, clay, and soft brown can establish a natural visual rhythm throughout the home. These colors create a sense of connection to sun-washed landscapes, rustic villages, and peaceful countryside surroundings. Walls can become an important architectural feature through textured plaster, lime-washed finishes, softly irregular surfaces, or aged stone treatments. Rather than seeking perfect uniformity, embrace subtle variations that make the room feel authentic and handcrafted. These imperfect details add depth and help the interior avoid feeling overly modern or manufactured. Flooring can reinforce the same atmosphere with terracotta tiles, natural stone, reclaimed wood, or softly weathered finishes. Aged surfaces introduce visual history and pair beautifully with simpler furnishings. The goal is not to make everything look old, but to create a balanced foundation where timeless materials can coexist naturally. Wood brings warmth and personality to Mediterranean farmhouse interiors, especially when its natural grain and imperfections remain visible. Reclaimed beams, rustic dining tables, aged cabinetry, wooden shelves, and handcrafted stools can give a room an immediate sense of permanence. Choose pieces that feel substantial but not excessively formal. A beautifully weathered wooden table can become the centerpiece of a dining room, surrounded by simple chairs and natural finishes. In a kitchen, rustic timber shelving can display ceramics, woven baskets, earthenware vessels, and everyday essentials. These arrangements make functional objects part of the decorative story. The beauty of rustic wood comes from contrast. Pairing rough timber with smooth plaster, soft linen, aged metal, or glazed ceramic creates a layered composition that feels both relaxed and sophisticated. Instead of filling every surface with decoration, allow the natural texture of wood to provide much of the visual interest. The kitchen is one of the most expressive spaces for this design style because Mediterranean interiors traditionally celebrate gathering, craftsmanship, and practical beauty. Consider creamy cabinetry, exposed shelving, terracotta flooring, stone countertops, rustic hardware, and handcrafted ceramic accessories. Together, these elements create a kitchen that feels established and welcoming. Open shelving can make the space feel especially authentic when styled with intentionally varied pieces. Stack handmade plates, display clay pitchers, arrange woven baskets, and introduce small collections of pottery. The key is to create an arrangement that feels naturally accumulated rather than perfectly symmetrical. For a stronger farmhouse influence, incorporate details such as an oversized wooden island, apron front sink, vintage-inspired hardware, or a generously proportioned pantry cabinet. Mediterranean character can then be added through terracotta vessels, patterned tiles, rustic pottery, and warm earthy finishes that soften the overall composition. Textiles provide an important layer of softness against the heavier architectural materials found in rustic Mediterranean homes. Linen curtains, cotton throws, woven runners, textured cushions, and natural fiber rugs can introduce comfort without making the interior feel overly decorated. Choose fabrics with visible texture and relaxed drape. Woven materials can also bring subtle references to Mediterranean craftsmanship. Rattan baskets, rush seating, jute rugs, cane details, and woven storage pieces create tactile variety while maintaining the natural character of the room. Their neutral tones blend effortlessly with stone, plaster, wood, and terracotta. Patterns should be used thoughtfully rather than everywhere at once. A faded geometric rug, understated stripe, traditional inspired textile, or small-scale motif can add personality while allowing the natural materials to remain dominant. This restrained approach keeps the interior visually rich but comfortably relaxed. Accessories are where the personality of a Mediterranean farmhouse truly begins to emerge. Oversized ceramic vessels, antique-inspired pottery, carved wooden objects, vintage mirrors, woven baskets, and aged metal pieces can transform an otherwise simple room into a carefully collected interior. Look for objects that feel tactile, useful, and connected to traditional craftsmanship. Instead of arranging decorative pieces as isolated accents, create small collections. A grouping of clay vessels beside a rustic cabinet can become a focal point, while a shelf filled with varied ceramics can create an informal display. Differences in shape, height, finish, and texture make these collections feel naturally curated. Greenery can also enhance the connection between interior and landscape. Olive branches, dried grasses, herbs in ceramic pots, or simple leafy arrangements can introduce organic shapes without overwhelming the space. The most successful styling often feels understated, allowing a few distinctive objects to carry the visual story. A Mediterranean farmhouse living room should feel comfortable, layered, and effortlessly inviting. Begin with substantial yet relaxed seating in natural fabrics, then introduce a rustic coffee table, textured rug, woven baskets, and a few carefully selected decorative objects. The arrangement should encourage conversation while maintaining plenty of visual breathing room. Architectural details can make the room especially memorable. Arched openings, exposed beams, textured walls, stone fireplaces, built-in niches, and reclaimed timber elements can establish a strong sense of place. Even when working with a contemporary home, a few carefully chosen architectural references can capture the spirit of Mediterranean farmhouse design. The most important principle is balance. Rustic interiors can become heavy if every surface is dark, distressed, or richly textured. Counterbalance those elements with creamy fabrics, pale walls, open space, simple silhouettes, and natural finishes. This creates a room that feels rich in character without becoming visually overwhelming. Bedrooms in this style benefit from a softer interpretation of rustic Mediterranean character. Think plaster walls, natural wood furniture, linen bedding, woven accents, understated ceramics, and muted earthy colors. The result should feel peaceful and timeless rather than themed or overly decorative. A simple wooden bed can provide an elegant foundation, especially when surrounded by restrained furnishings and tactile textiles. Layer neutral bedding with a textured throw, add a woven bench or rustic chest, and introduce one or two handmade accessories for a sense of warmth. Every detail should contribute to comfort and authenticity. small decorative choices can make the bedroom feel especially personal. A vintage-style mirror, handmade ceramic vase, weathered stool, or framed botanical artwork can add character without disrupting the calm atmosphere. This is where rustic Mediterranean farmhouse design reveals its most graceful quality. It makes simplicity feel wonderfully sophisticated. Rustic Mediterranean farmhouse design is ultimately about creating a home that feels connected to craftsmanship, nature, history, and everyday comfort. From textured plaster and weathered wood to terracotta, woven materials, handmade ceramics, and earthy colors, every element can contribute to an interior that feels authentic and welcoming. The secret is to combine these elements with restraint and intention. Choose materials with character, embrace natural imperfections, layer textures thoughtfully, and allow meaningful decorative pieces to stand out. When rustic warmth meets Mediterranean elegance, the result is a home that feels timeless rather than tied to a passing trend. Thank you so much for joining us here at Inside Elegance. If you enjoyed this rustic Mediterranean farmhouse inspiration, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment sharing your favorite design idea. Until next time, keep creating spaces filled with beauty, warmth, and timeless character.